Well, hello there, friends. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to Roleplaying Unlimited Dungeons and Dragons, 5th edition, of course. We're excited to be back in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus with our 23rd session here. It's been a few months since we've adventured here. Since then, we played some Star Wars What If. We also played our Agent Orange Zombie Apocalypse, and between all of that, just had a lot of fun playing those two campaigns. But again, we are excited to be back here with Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Joining me on this side of the table, we got a full crew here. We have Justin playing Nadir. Hello, hello.
Why, hello. Welcome. We're all in hell. How are you?
Hey, I control everything here, so I'm doing pretty good. How about you there, James, as Grulok, the heart and soul of the team, is back. What's up?
Well, I appreciate you acknowledging that I am indeed the heart and soul of the team. It is what it is. He's excited to get back in there. I think he's looking at life a little more positively, I'm going to go ahead and say. He's a positive spirit, and I hope that's contagious and carries on to the rest of the group.
Interesting outlook, considering what happened to him last session. We will explore that quite a bit more tonight, I'm anticipating, considering that the power behind Grulok, i.e. James, is back in control. Or is he? On the other side of the table, our Goblin Squee, played by John. How you doing, brother?
Oh, we've been good. Since the break was Great Goblin Holiday, Grimpopolis, Squee got cool necklace of picture of Shield, really like, but not as good as Shield, so maybe Grimpopolis come true today and Squee get real Shield.
Hope springs eternal. And sitting next to Squee there, our Dwarven Artificer and his cat Cheddar. Or no, is that Panzer? I always get a little confused between the in-game and the out-of-game. We got Jason. What's going on, pal?
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm ready to get back into Dag. He's dying to get out, And let's get back into Avernus.
Yes, indeed. And last but never least, Evil Dawn, the only man who thinks that a 12-week vacation in-game merits not one, but 2 level ups for his character. He wants to be level 10 right now, and he will not take no for an answer. It is Selefiel, our paladin.
Well, I mean, it only makes sense, that while we were on vacation, we were nice and relaxed, and we learned a lot of stuff, so therefore, we deserve 2 extra levels. Also, Squee, you're not going to get this shield because you don't even know how to use a shield. And finally, we may have the heart and soul of the team, but I am the morals of the team.
What's morals?
Yeah, everybody's favorite part of a team.
Well, welcome, friends. It's so good to be here again in Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to our viewers, our friends. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Having taken this much time off definitely merits a recap of sorts. We're going to make it as quick as possible, but I imagine this might consume a decent amount of time here, as we're going to touch upon at least all of the major story marks that got us to the point we're at now. most of the characters began in Baldur's Gate. When I say most, that at this current setup of the table is everybody except for Squee and Dag. So Nadir, Grulok, Celefio were once part of a larger group that began in Baldur's Gate. They were conscripted as part of the Flaming Fist, the town guard, and they were tasked with rooting out and destroying the Cult of the Dead Three. In the process of doing this, they learned of why Baldur's Gate had recently been besieged by hundreds of refugees, and that was that the nearby holy city of Elturel had inexplicably been ripped down into the Nine Hells to the plane of Avernus. Now, our characters could have called it a day there. They had successfully done what they had been tasked to do in Baldur's Gate. They were, most of them, freed of their Flaming Fist responsibilities, all except for Grulok, who, before any of the other characters who were conscripted, was actually a member of the Flaming Fist. But rather than call it a day there and go their separate ways or move on to the next adventure, they decided to do what they could to help the people of Elturel, despite the fact that Elturel is now in hell itself, literally. So, long story short, they took a trip to Candlekeep. They met a powerful archmage who actually had been polymorphed into an otter years and years ago and just decided that the form suited him better. And it was this otter mage, who the name escapes me, forgive me, I didn't read the entire module over the recap period here. But the otter was the one who introduced the characters to Lulu, the Hollyphant, who has proven to be a vital NPC here in the story so far. And it was also this otter who plane shifted the characters to Elturel. And immediately thereafter, he ended his plane shift spell and teleported himself back to the material plane. Once on Elturel, that was utterly ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Once on Elturel, the party found themselves suspended on a floating moat of earth that had numerous posts driven into the sides that from there were attached chains that were dragging this thing unevenly and erratically down to the surface of Avernus. In the city itself, they found a bastion of defense, some survivors who were fighting against the demons and the devils that were in the city or fighting around it. And in the process of fighting on Elturel, they encountered Dag and then Squee. Dag was actually already in Elturel when the city was ripped into hell, and he was readily available to join the characters once he saw the state of affairs that he was surrounded by. Squee's story was a bit different. He actually was, whether forcibly or of his own volition, he was actually part of one of these forces of demons that are constantly attacking Elturel to try to gain it back from, or try to gain it from the devils or whatever. I mean, the devils and demons are always fighting this blood war, so why? Who freaking knows? But Squee, in addition to having been part of this demonic horde, also has a very strong claim to the golden shield that Celestial has picked up throughout the course of his adventures. This is a powerful artifact shield. It has the spirit of a pit fiend inside of it that is seeking to get out. It grants all sorts of awesome powers to whoever holds it. And there's a constant back and forth between Squee and Celestial over who really deserves the shield. And it's only recently that the two of them have kind of come to an understanding to where Celestial is seeing some of the usefulness of Squee, and he actually even let him hold the shield and clean it at one point, which was, of course, a highlight for Squee. Pardon me, I got pop-ups coming up here. Alright. So now that our characters are all on Elturel, they have met up with this bastion of defense led by Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard, who was actually the leader of the Flaming Fist back in Baldur's Gate. There's a whole political conspiracy here, a pact made with the Archdevil of Avernus herself, Zariel. And that's why Elturel was ripped down into the Nine Hells themselves. Now, it's at this point, having reconnoitered with the resistance here on Elturel, that our characters descend onto the plane of Avernus itself with Lulu in search of the sword of Zariel. That appears to be a critical item that we're going to need here in the coming adventures. We encountered the Wandering Emporium, which is a rather excellent location for characters to restock, to rest, rejuvenate. You can also spend soul coins on sandwiches, which, despite the fact that the group is acquiring soul coins left and right, Squee cannot get no sandwich.
It's no fair.
Yeah, there was a comment made in the last game that we played because they had to pay 2 soul coins, which they bartered down to 1, but regardless, they were going to spend 2 soul coins just to gain passage across the River Styx. And Squee's all like, we're spending 2 soul coins just to get across and you won't even let me eat.
I just want, like, maybe 3 sandwiches.
Yeah, and especially considering how Squee was potentially the MVP in our last session, dropping a lot of the Hell Wasps, the Hell Wasp grubs, and basically coming in money on his attack rolls, he was even further empowered to be like, hey, give me a frickin' sandwich here. Let me spend one of these soul coins. But we still haven't quite gotten there. Now, yeah, nice dragon lady. There's Bernie the Barber, who is a dragon in disguise as a different race, who basically spies on the Wandering Emporium as a barber. And throughout the course of your 2, I believe, journeys to and from the Wandering Emporium, she has helped all of you in different respects, basically providing wisdom, guidance that pertains to your particular situation. One of you had a curse removed, and then Celestial had a Demon Ichor effect reversed that caused his head to swell up to like 4 times its normal size, and he was dealing with that for a couple sessions that he really frickin' hated. And thankfully, Bernie was able to remove that effect, so Celestial looks back to normal.
Even though people still think that I have a swelled head.
After our first journey to the Wandering Emporium, your characters encountered the Junkyard. I don't think that's the official name of it, but it was there that you guys kind of got a bit more of an idea of how life is on Avernus. The torment that people are put through, the daily misery, and you learned how just the simplest kindnesses, or even the simplest demonstrations of evil, could gain you favor or enemies, depending on which path you decided to choose. And in this junkyard, your characters opted to help out a lot of people. There was a golem that was in a state of disrepair, and Dag was able to fix him up so he was able to function again, which was a huge favor done to the community. And in the process of helping these people out, you gained your infernal war machine, the Demon Grinder, which you've now taken on the road. You've encountered some roving bands of demons, kind of like Mad Max style, having some battles on the road in your Demon Grinder itself. But in a lot of cases, it's basically just kind of served as an expedition from one location to the other, so you at least don't have to walk across this hellish landscape. Throughout the course of your journeys, after gaining the war machine, at one of your destinations that Lulu led you to, she believed that she had finally remembered where the sword was. She led you to this hill where there were bodies stuck up in the trees, And in the course of exploring this location, your characters were attacked, ambushed, and a couple of hell wasps attacked your group and actually absconded with Lulu to their field of hell wasp nests out in the distance. And it was our final session or two that our characters basically tracked down Lulu's location, thanks largely in part to Selephiel's divine sense. He was able to kind of pinpoint more precisely where Lulu was in this field of 500 nests, essentially. And your characters infiltrated the nest, fought your way through it. That's the session I was talking about that we actually recapped last night. Thank you, Don and Justin, for hanging out, getting the full recap there. You guys experienced again the misfortune of all of your terrible dice rolls, although we did have some fun seeing Dag's repeated attempts to hold on to his poor hammer, and he just kept dropping it and dropping it and dropping it, and it just wasn't working for him. After clearing the wasps from the nest, you recovered Lulu. She was profusely apologetic about having led you to the wrong location. One thing we should mention is, in addition to being a very important NPC, Lulu was actually the companion of Zariel, the Archdevil of Avernus, who, of course, once was an angel. And Lulu being a good aligned creature, something happened to her in the conversion of Zariel that has basically put her in a state of amnesia. And she only recovers bits and pieces of memory here and there as your characters surpass certain story milestones. We've only achieved a couple of those so far. Looks like there's still a good way to go with Lulu's memories. But after leading you to the wrong location, going down this wild goose chase of now we have to kill these wasps, we got Lulu back. She has narrowed it down to 2 locations as best she could remember. A place where demons were created and a place where demons were destroyed, I believe, was the generic context of it. We opted to travel to one of them, which was called the Demon Zapper. And it was essentially a giant rock-like structure, kind of shaped like a mandible, that had a sphere inside of it that contained a living unicorn. This unicorn's power was being channeled to basically lure demons to that location, and then when they got close enough, it would explode upon these pit fiends and other demons with 42 die 10. Yes, that's how much damage it did. Of damage, so it was dishing out like 250 points of damage per shot. It's like a frickin' Death Star, like Justin was saying last night. After we chose to attack the rock-like structure that was holding the sphere, because our group being mostly neutral, but we've got some good in there, our natural inclination was to try to rescue the unicorn. After taking one attack on the rock-like structure, this Dao, or however you pronounce it, it's basically like an earth elemental type creature, emerged from the rock below you and offered a parley, just like, hey, we can work this out. There's no need to destroy my Demon Zapper. Why are you guys here? Why are you attacking my Zapper? Oh, okay, you're seeking the location of the Bleeding Citadel, which is where probably the Sword of Zariel is. It's still uncertain given Lulu's memory loss. But I think I can help you find the Bleeding Citadel if you will help me with a little issue of my own. And if you will help me with that, then I will introduce you personally. Or no, I will give you a handwritten invitation introducing you to the Archdevil Bel, who was the former ruler of Avernus before Zariel took over. Bel feasibly and theoretically has some kind of score to settle with the person who now has his old job, so this might be a valuable ally to have. Our characters were a little hesitant about making a deal with such a powerful entity, potentially, so we decided to check. Okay, so we checked where the demons are destroyed, let's go check where the demons are created. And that is actually where we ended last session. So I'm going to pick up with the in-game narration to get us right back in that spot, and we can pick it up from there. Thank you so much for being here for the recap, and if there's anything you think I missed or you want to add, then now is the time while I grab my notes.
Were we going to address James's issue?
Thank you.
I have no issues. How dare
Do
you?
we notice James's issue?
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Now, there is an effect here on Avernus, given that it is hell, that the longer you stay here, the potential exists that you will become corrupted. And in D&D terms, we're basically talking about an alignment shift. Now, after we took the last long rest with our characters, we rolled a series of wisdom saving throws, and Grulok's saving throw was unfortunately not good enough. And over the next day, or however long it was, because time is very sketchy on Avernus, distance is also very kind of weird and erratic as well. But over the next period of time, after taking this long rest, Grulok just had splitting headaches, and he was just in a terrible mood, and his alignment shifted from chaotic neutral to lawful evil. And the only demonstration we've really seen of this in-game so far is that he's been very grouchy, very short-tempered, and at one point, after we came into possession of another bundle of soul coins, however many it was, the thing with these soul coins is if you're not of evil alignment, you can only carry so many of them on you without suffering terrible restrictions, if even that's a possibility. I forget the exact rules, we can cover that later. But Grulok, since his alignment is now evil, he basically just said, give me the coins, I'll hold them. And Celestial did kind of point out, like, is that kind of weird? He's offering to hold the coins. So that's kind of been something we've been waiting to address until James was actually back with the character. And of course, I think we'll be waiting a bit longer to address it since we're in the middle of initiating a scene right here. But just for your own edification, that's where we're at right now.
I feel fine. I mean, I think he feels fine, actually.
Yeah, but you're not acting the way you normally do.
If you want me to break your face, that's a good way to get. I'm sorry. That came out wrong. And I apologize. Yeah, I didn't mean to violently threaten you.
I believe you actually did mean to.
Well, that's your opinion. And if you say it again, I'll not be happy with you.
Is it just me, or is that not the equivalent of a 4-year-old going, he did it on purpose?
Probably.
I believe you did mean to do it.
Well, that's your opinion.
Alright, so here is our scene. Additional reminder, we have this magical map that we obtained that has the spirit of this crazed cartographer inside of it that kind of announces each location as you come up on it, just sometimes in kind of a riddle fashion. And I'll recap that before recapping the actual narrative of the scene, and then of course we'll take it away. So, here at the spawning trees location, which we can see there on the center of our streaming virtual tabletop, the cartographer announces, "Demons beget demons. Where their filth lands, they spawn ever more corruption." And upon arriving fully at the site, you notice tree-like growths cluster along the shoreline of a lake of bubbling black goo. Each growth is formed from the same ichor as the lake and has writhing, membranous sacs budding from its limbs. Ew. 5 bearded fiends heap coals around the trunk of one of the trees. As they hurl more coals onto the pyre, 4 of their number cruelly poke and tease the 5th member of their group. And additionally, just a general description of this site, we have lakes of demonic ichor that have appeared where demons were slaughtered in great numbers. Malformed trees grow on these shorelines, their branches laden with these fleshy sacs. These sacs eventually flop to the ground and break open with like a wet each one releasing a fully grown abyssal chicken. which some of your characters, based off of your knowledge checks, know them to be carnivorous, temperamental, and tasty bottom feeders native to the Abyss. They beat their leathery wings to scare predators and to help them run faster, and they taste a bit like fatty chicken.
Best tasting thing down here.
That's very fair to say. And that should catch us completely up to the scene at hand, so however you want to approach this, let me know if you're being stealthy, if you're just outright approaching these devils. Take it away.
Alright, stealth is not in my nature or my abilities. So I'm going
Same.
to start just walking towards them, hammer in hand.
Did we have to park the car somewhere, or are we still on that? Or?
Yeah, the demon grinder is parked a decent distance away, since once the ground became very wet, it was unpassable for the demon grinder.
Gotcha.
I'll be walking next to him as well. Not like directly next to him, but he will be off a few feet. But definitely with an intent glare and starting to smile a little cruelly as he's walking up that way.
I'll look
Okay.
over to Lulu and say, "Do you remember anything at this time now that we're here? Is there any memories that are coming to the surface?"
Not immediately, but perhaps given some time to linger here, things tend to come back the longer I spend. As your characters approach the bearded devils, the four of them that are teasing the fifth one, they basically kick him in the butt. And he goes face first into the dirt, and he stands up, and it actually looks like this bearded devil is crying from the torture that's being placed upon him by his brothers. And he starts running away from them as they begin to give chase, and it just so happens that that direction is towards your group. The bullied bearded devil stops maybe about 40 feet away from you guys, just kind of looking up after looking back and making sure, oh yeah, they are pursuing me, I better kick it into fifth gear, and then sees you guys kind of cutting off his path in front of him. And then at the same time, the ones that are pursuing him stop maybe 5-10 feet behind him as they all of a sudden realize, well, why has he stopped? And then they look a bit further up ahead and see you guys coming out of the brush.
Well, well, well. What have we here?
Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
We're looking for something that is lost.
Are you the riddle master?
No, I'm a paladin.
Paladins. We eat paladins for breakfast. And right now, we're very hungry.
Well, come here and you can dine on my greatsword. Pathetic plebes.
Are you also a paladin?
No.
Well, get in line. Get in line.
Line for what?
We prefer the paladin first. His flesh will be tastiest if taken while in the most possible fear.
Well, it's going to be very, very difficult to do that without a head. But please, step forward and I can assist you with this matter.
All right.
With that, Dag steps forward and pulls out his little light hammer. Yeah! I'll nail your feet to the ground.
I look at the one that was running, the lone one.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "What say you?"
He kind of looks in a panic between the two groups, and he just whispers something that's barely audible. Roll a perception check.
Everybody?
Yeah, if you care to hear what he's trying to say.
Well, considering if he's talking in Infernal, I understand it too, so...
Unless you're all speaking in Infernal right now, he'll speak in the common tongue that you guys are presumably exchanging.
I guess I understand him.
One second here. I'm kind of doing some logistics on a separate page while we're in the midst of this. Okay. Happy with that. Okay, Grulok definitely. Nadir does not. Selefiel does not. Dag does. He whispers rather hastily, "Do you really think you could kill them?"
Grulok will...
Kind of.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll kind of like. I can't really whisper that well as a dwarf. Yeah, I think we can take them.
Yeah, I know we could take them. That's why we're standing here.
No, he's asking. And yes, fool. Of course we can wipe the floor with these... whatever they are. Pathetic. You should have just said that from the get-go. We could have killed them. Why are we standing here and talking? Let's just kill them. Kill them all.
The floor with them.
It's called
They're all just a bunch of devils. It doesn't matter anyways.
Oh,
Demons, devils, who cares?
Exactly.
Kill them all.
Oh, well, look at me with the top initiative score there.
Yeah, I went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
I'm not doing much better than you.
Strangely enough, it seems like the turn order did not populate on the streaming page here. Very strange. Let me do a quick reload.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to roll again, I'm completely fine with that.
Oh no, I'm
no,
keeping.
I like where I'm going.
I'm keeping my initiative. I'll thank you for that.
Did you say steak?
Grulok is so eager to go kill them, he just doesn't know what to do first. He's like, I mean, maybe I should. Oh, damn it, my initiative's low.
There we go, reloading. Arise, children. Children, arise.
All right, and just as a reminder, anybody within 10 feet of me, there should be a circle if we're using a map, gets a bonus of +3 to all your savings throws. And if you're within 5 feet of me, you have +10 to your speed until the end of your next turn.
Nice.
Well, that's me, 'cause I'm following you everywhere.
Yeah, it's a pretty basic combat, so I was going to go Theater of the Mind for this one here. If need be, we can always arbitrarily assign bonuses if they would make a difference. Kind of establish a general battle map in our own heads. Alright, so we have initiative there. It looks like it did not populate on my player profile here. Are you guys able to see it?
No.
It popped up, but it's not populated.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll just drag it off the stream table there so we're not taking up any space. I mean, the map is kind of irrelevant at this point because we are... Where did it go? Spawning trees. There we go. So we're here at the spawning trees. We're doing a Theater of the Mind combat. And because I watched a 3.5-hour session last night where we had combat after combat to the wrong soundtrack, give me just a second here so I can switch it to the combat music. Justin was just like, he's going to switch it eventually, and I never did.
I can never hear it because I have that muted, so
Yeah.
I don't know until I go and rewatch the reruns.
For sure.
Yeah, same here.
There we go. Alright, so we got some combat, we got initiative going there, we don't really need any tokens, I can just call it off as we rock and rule. So I've got 4 bearded devils here. I've got Squee. Let's see. I believe your characters should all be at maximum hit points. If you are not, please adjust so accordingly on your sheet. I'm looking at Dag and Slefiel and Grulok here. Are your hit points maxed on your sheets?
Yeah, 72 of 72.
Okay, so your token is not linked up. That's alright.
Mine's 84 of 84.
Okay, your token is also not linked up. That's fine. I'll just keep those to the side as a note. And I'll adjust your hit points on my sheet here.
I'm not even seeing my token.
Yeah, exactly. I have a sheet with your tokens on it just kind of for my own use here, but because we're not using a map. If you do need your token, you can always drag your character sheet out onto the map, and it should put your token wherever you release your character sheet.
Awesome. Now if I can just remember how to talk in chat on this, I'll be good to go.
Alright, 4 bearded devils. I'm going to spread the love. I'm going to throw 1 on Dag, 1 on Slefiel, 1 on Grulok, and Justin, John, roll a d6. Oh. Alright, the lowest number is the target. Justin is getting attacked here. Okay, bearded devils, we're looking at double attack, 1 beard, 1 glaive. And another quick... it's not so quick, actually.
If you attack a pig with that, is that a glaived ham?
Hey, look, our viewer count just cut in half. Thanks, Don. Alright, here we go. Beard on Slefiel. Glaive on Slefiel. Well, you got damn good armor class, so that's just gonna ding ding ding. No good.
Haha.
And Grulok is rocking an 18 AC, so let's see. That beard will connect. And the glaive will also connect. And looks like you need 2 Constitution saves for those 2 attacks, James, and they're at DC 12. All good there, Hans. Thank you so much for being here. Best wishes to the family. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Okay, so Grulok is good on the con saves, so you are not poisoned, and you do not take the additional damage due to the infernal wound, just the actual damage itself.
Gotcha, so total 16 looks like.
16, okay. And the next one I have is on Nadir. A beard attack of 12. I do not have a flank on you. And a natural 1. Okay. That's what you like to see.
How dare you!
Alright. As Nadir dodges the beard attack and the thing tries to catch you low with its glaive, you kind of do a hop skip and send it kind of coming back in the other direction to where it actually almost catches itself off guard with the back end of the glaive, so it kind of almost trips itself, but it just manages to hold its positioning. And the last one I have is on Dag. Ouch. The 11 is no good, but the 20, I believe, will hit and prompt a con save from you. Just made it. Okay, the Bearded Devils have concluded their turns. Let me just double check there's nothing else. Yep, magic resistance. We know most devils have that kind of stuff. Most of them have a fire immunity or resistance. Nadir has discovered that element damage does not work very well against most devils here. Alright, Squee, you have the next initiative spot here, and Celestial, you are up after him.
Terrain-wise, what are we working with? Is there anything elevated?
There are some of the trees along the shoreline of one of these lakes. There are also some rocky terrain that you can kind of hide behind or on top of.
Are any of those relatively close? Say a tree?
Yes. The trees do have those bulging sacs that are dropping the Abyssal Chickens. I don't know if that deters you from going towards one.
Just tell me a little bit more about these Abyssal Chickens.
Well, they are very angry and they are temperamental. They attack seemingly anything that gets close to them. Like, you've been kind of pecked by an Abyssal Chicken on more than one occasion. You've also had the pleasure of dining on the fatty delicacy of Abyssal Chicken on a few occasions. So it's a mixed bag for you. You don't like the way that they hurt you, but you do like the way they feel inside your stomach.
I don't like this at all. Can I get a flank on one of these then?
Yes, you may. Let me just check my little map here. You can flank the one that is on Nadir or the one that is on Dag.
Nadir.
Okay, flanking the one on Nadir. Very cool. $18 will hit. I've got a 13 AC, so attack with a sneak. That is a grievous piercing attack that gets this thing right in the side for almost half of its hit points. And the Bearded Devil lets out a shriek as all of a sudden it's just gushing blood all over the dirt.
I'd then like to disengage and scurry away.
Okay. I got you covered.
And a turn.
Whoops.
Can you disengage as a bonus action?
I can.
Very cool.
Okay, Celestial is up with Nadir in the spot after him.
All right. I'm going to take a couple of attacks upon the Bearded Devil in front of me.
Okay. Got it. Two for two, my friend.
Yep, 22 points of damage.
All right. Oh, the dueling style damage is not...
Oh, I mean, 26 points of damage.
Gotcha. All right. So just like the one that Squee has stabbed, a pair of Warhammer attacks on this one bludgeons it to about the same hit point value.
And that will be end of turn.
Excellent. We have Nadir with Dag going after him.
What kind of illumination is in the area? Are we in darkness or shadow at all?
It's pretty gloom out here right now. Yeah, there's a lot of shadows. It's not quite like darkness. I mean, you can definitely see what's going on, but there's a lot of gloom.
I ask because I have a spell that if I make an attack in dim light or darkness, it does it with advantage. So that's what I need to know.
Dim light would definitely qualify, so you would make that attack with advantage.
All right, then since this guy's right in front of me, I thought for a moment I had some backup, but then Squee ran away again. So I'm like, oh, crap, I'm alone again. I'm going to cast the spell Shadow Blade,
Okay.
which will form a blade of shadowy psychic energy in my hand.
Ooh.
And as a bonus action cast, and then I can take the attack, and since it's in dim light, it will be at advantage.
Sweet.
We should not count on Squee to be brave.
Excellent. Thank you for the spell descript. Psychic damage. We have discovered that very few things here are resistant to psychic damage. I think one thing was. Everything else is taken full.
Crap, I don't have an attack log for this yet.
No worries. Build one up real quick or just do a generic.
I'll just do a generic for now, and then I'll build it up after my turn.
Okay. Excellent. 18, well, that's going to hit just by itself without any modifiers, so yeah, go ahead with your damage. $10 straight up or any bonuses?
Oh yeah, it's a finesse weapon, so I'll have to keep it'll be my dex bonus. Oh, +2.
2. Okay. Alright, this one is looking in pretty rough shape, and Nadir catches a glimpse of desperation in its eyes as it looks around to its other compadres to see how they're faring in combat, and they're doing okay, but definitely none of them are as busted up as he is. With that, we will have Dag's turn, with Grulok following up.
Alright, Dag steps forward to the one that stepped forward and spoke. Is he the one that's in front of me, or who, or what?
The one that was speaking to your group is the one fighting Celephiel.
Okay, that's fine. I'll attack a different one.
Okay.
And all right, come on, you stupid demon! And I'll smack him with the light hammer.
It speaks in Infernal to the other devils nearby, cackling, as it says, "This fool doesn't even know the difference between demons and devils," and its laughter is cut short as it takes a light hammer, a magical light hammer, to the side of the head and is done. Oh!
Yeah, of course I know the difference, you dimwit. I just don't care.
Oh, do you speak Infernal?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. He looks even doubly shocked that you respond to him. In his dazed state, he's just kind of like, oh.
And I think I only have the one attack. Or do I have a second? It's been so long.
Well, let's check your character
You know what?
sheet.
And we'll, you know what? It doesn't matter. We'll use the rest of my turn and get Panzer into a flanking position with me.
Okay. I think you
All
can
right,
do
Panzer.
that.
Step up.
Yeah, I thought you were
Panzer
able
won't
to
be
do
able
that.
it. It's partial action. Oh,
Correct.
Yeah, but I can't attack with him this time, so I have to maneuver him or attack with him, but I can't do both.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was a bonus action for you to control Panzer, but I also do not see extra attack on your sheet, because I think if you had extra attack, you would be able to do both. As it is, though, yep, one attack, hit, move Panzer, and unless you're doing any movement yourself, that would be it.
Nope, end of turn.
Excellent. So Grulok is next, and Lulu ends off the round.
Get him, Grulok!
Oh, I plan to. How many are on me right now? Is it? I was tracking 2. Is that about correct?
There's just one of them on you right now. There's 5 of them total, one of whom is not attacking you guys, and then the other 4 they're attacking 1 on Celestial, 1 on you, 1 on Nadir, 1 on Dag. The one that is on Celestial is only 5 feet away from your current position, James, but you can't reach both of them in your current position.
Gotcha. Okay, so I will attack twice on the one in front of me for now, and then
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Excellent. Excellent detail there, Justin. Thank you. Okay, definite hit. And it does not look like it mattered there, but I did fix the macro on your character sheet so that if you do roll the 1s or 2s, it should automatically re-roll them, so you don't have to track that anymore.
Perfect. Yeah, because it just eats up time for me to look and do all that, so I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it's a double time eater because I immediately see the damage, I subtract it, and then there's always I gotta re-roll, and then it just, like I said, double. Okay, so hit and second attack. Mighty Great Sword slashes. Both of them connect. And just like that, all 4 of these devils are not looking too good. The one that's on Dag is perhaps looking the best, if not for the fact that it also just kind of got clocked in the side of the head. The others are all bleeding and gushing all over the damn battlefield, though.
Who's if just because I'm having trouble picturing it, who's off to my right and left, or is anybody on my side?
Celestial is right next to you. Lulu is also pretty close by. Nadir's 10 feet away, Dag is about 20 feet away, and then Squee is like 30 feet off from the battlefield right now.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I just want to double check because there's a couple skills I have that it may come into play.
Alrighty. So Lulu will take her turn before the round resets. I will just make this a tusk attack, and she shouts out, "Don't mess with my friends!" as she goes to stab the one on Nadir and gets a natural 20.
Yas.
Lulu. Multi-pass.
Too bad she... Well, this bearded devil now has single-digit hit points remaining. Its hit point bar is essentially flashing, and the panic that Nadir saw in its eyes earlier is magnified like twofold now, as it can see that, oh damn, I'm about to die here. This is bad. And just to comment on your comment there, Justin, I also like the descriptions that you post for his magic, so thank you for that. Okay, so critical strike from Lulu with her weakest attack, and she... Damn, I mean, she just rolls a straight up D6 damage, so that's almost max damage too. Good job, Lulu. Oh boy. There we go. Okay. Bearded Devil. I'm going to try this. Well, that went well.
Is it going to try to summon in other devils?
It might have if it was in a better position. As it is right now, it just kind of plants its glaive blade down in the dirt, which seems to be like a signal to all of them that this is the indication for all of them to follow his move and do the same thing. And he just kind of looks at you. He's like got blood all over his face, and it's like running down his body. He's breathing heavy, and he goes from a look of "I must see your dead body on the end of my glaive" to "Ah, my old buddy, how are you? It's so good to see you." And he just has this huge grin on his face, and he looks at Celefio and goes, "You know, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Maybe we could try this again."
Yeah, I don't think so.
Are you sure? I'm much more useful to you alive than dead. I have information alive. Dead, I got nothing unless you want to eat me. You don't want to eat me, do you?
No, actually, I don't want to eat you.
Good, because we was going to eat him.
Spit out what information you have before I kill you. I'm tired of dealing with you idiots and fools.
I look at the bullied one and ask him, do you have the same information he purports to have?
Oh, I don't know. What is this he has? I'm not sure.
What information do you have?
Well, we know quite a bit about this plane. Like, if you get this ichor that fills these lakes on you, it can affect you with a variety of different maladies, which are particularly devastating to people of your origin.
We already have discovered that.
Oh shit. Well, okay. There's these things, and he pulls out a soul coin from his pouch. These are
You mean
called
the soul coins?
shit. Well, can I? What brings you to this site? Maybe there's something about this site I can tell you.
We're looking for a sword.
A sword. Well, there's swords aplenty all over this plane. Maybe you'd be a little more specific.
A magical sword that used to belong to a champion who now supposedly rules this plane.
The bearded devils kind of look to each other and converse privately, which, of course, some of you can make out by what they're saying. Just 1 second here. Okay. Happy with that, yes. So in their conversations back and forth, they're essentially kind of weighing the pros and cons of giving you information. And thankfully, the one that got clobbered in the side of the head is arguably the smartest of them all, because as soon as they start speaking to each other, he interrupts and says, "That one right there can understand what we're saying." And the head bearded devil just kind of looks. "You wouldn't happen to be looking for the Bleeding Citadel now, would you?"
What do you know of this Bleeding Citadel?
Well, I don't know exactly where it is. I've never been there. But I do know of a mysterious outlander who knows absolutely where it is. And would this be information you'd find useful?
I believe it would.
And you giving over the coin.
Oh, you want my coin? Okay, that's fair enough. 1 coin and the information for our lives. That's a fair bargain. Yes.
Very well.
So he tosses the coin over to Grulok, since he's the one who demanded it.
Okay, Grulok will catch it and kind of place it where the rest of the coins are. He makes sure it's secure in the pouch or wherever he has it.
Okay. Add the coin to your character sheet. We each have our own private collection of the soul coins, and then the demon grinder itself, we have like a bag sitting on that with our excess coins that we couldn't carry until now because we didn't have an evil character in the party.
Yeah, I'm not carrying any of the soul coins.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have 2.
It puts my total at 4 at this point.
All right. That's a foot long.
$5 foot long.
Oh yeah. And it just so happens to be Tuesday on Avernus in the year 1997, so it's 2 for Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Well, as far as the mysterious Outlander, he's a powerful mage who visits Avernus from other planes, and I see him a lot paying Yugoloths for protection. And I gotta say that if there's anybody who knows where the Bleeding Citadel is, it's gotta be Mordenkainen.
Does that name mean anything to us?
Oh, absolutely. Anybody with even the smallest bit of arcane knowledge is like, the Mordenkainen?
Yeah, that guy sucks. A real jerk. Owes me $5.
Yeah.
He's got a nice house.
Yeah, I heard his mansion is magnificent.
You expect me to believe that Mordenkainen is down here and you know him?
No, I don't know him personally, but I do know that he visits this plane often, and I know where his tower is rooted when he does visit. He may not be here right now, but he visits often enough that you'll be able to find him.
So let me get this straight. You know of him, what he looks like, and know that he comes here. How did you learn his name?
From the Yugoloths that he hires for protection. They tend to brag if they're hired by him because it's kind of a big deal.
And why should we believe you?
Well, I mean, I want to live. I don't want to die here, so if telling you where Mordenkainen is will let me keep breathing another day, then I got no problem with that. And I gave you my soul coin too. I mean, that's gotta be worth something. Please.
Okay. So where is this tower located?
You got a map or anything? I could mark the location of it for you.
I show him our map.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I go over to the bullied guy, since he's probably still standing off by himself. I'll approach him and be like, do you know if this is all true, or is he just lying out of his ass?
It's definitely true. He's not lying. We've all heard the Yugoloths. We've all heard of Mordenkainen being here, but I've never seen the tower or heard where its location is, so I can't say for certain if he's being honest in that respect.
Thank you.
Oh, of course, and thank you for... I wish you guys had finished them off, though.
Well, thank you for your wise counsel. Next time we ask you, then speak.
I was speaking to him.
Yeah, what? He's so rude.
Okay, so on the map, it's over here.
I'm not seeing anything that you are pinging, so give me just a sec to show it here to you.
Well, that's what I'm doing is where he shows, that's where I'm pointing. So you're saying that's
Gotcha.
right here.
Yeah, it is the Tower of Urm. And with that information being our next destination here along Chapter 3 here in the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus module, we will take our only break of the evening here, 10-15 minutes or so, and we will join up on the other side of that and possibly meet Mordenkainen. I've never actually played that in any campaign I've played before, so it's definitely cool that we diverted from our original path to come this way, because I was kind of hoping that you guys would see Mordenkainen. So we'll find out. Catch you after the break. Are you with us?
Test.
Gotcha.
Well, hello there, friends. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are happy to be back after our short break here and continue with another hour or so of adventures here in Avernus. When we last left off before the break, we were considering approaching the Tower of to meet the legendary Archmage Mordenkainen. And Jason, chatting in character, is !CEM space whatever you want to type, and that'll chat in the character with the color.
Thank you. I'll actually write that down this time.
Thank you. Very cool. Random encounter check. Okay, random encounter for the first leg of the journey is so far so good. And I'm going to have each of you roll percentile, please. Okay, Sleffiel, Grulok. Jason did not have a 00 in him, so Grulok has the highest. That will prompt a second percentile roll from you, please.
From everyone?
This time just from James. Well, that's the answer. Alright, so... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, that's right, that's the answer.
Oh boy, oh boy. Alright then. Let's see what we get. 89. Huh. Brief pause here while we establish a random encounter. Let's just see.
Very cool.
I must build this.
As we are traversing the landscape in an attempt to find the Tower of which is supposedly inside of a lake of blood, like the river Styx, but on the other side of the river. So there is some conversation between your characters as far as when we get back to the port and the bridge that's going to take us across. Are we going to do the task that has now been requested of us twice? Are we going to deny this guy again? We might be building an enemy here. He keeps asking us for this favor and says he'll give us free passage across the river if we do it. We keep saying no. And just like has been the case before, the mystery of Avernus and the ever-changing landscape, you find yourselves on the other side of the river. So it becomes a non-issue. And you're driving away from the docks. You do see the Stygian dock in your rear view, essentially. You kind of saw it coming up as you were nearing sundown on this one day, and then the next day, it was behind you. And as you proceed across the plains towards the Tower of this Devil's Ride handout that I have posted for all of you to see here, you find one of those seemingly abandoned, just, I don't want to say on the side of the road because there's really no road here, but the side of your path that you're taking. You just kind of see it up ahead. Initially, you may think something sketchy about it, so you guys have a good, I want to say, 100 feet or so before you spot this thing that you can kind of bring your demon grinder to a halt. You can pull up closer to investigate, however you guys want to approach this situation.
Whoa, cool.
Let's check this thing out. I want to get a closer look at that.
We don't need to, and I'm sure that, the sooner we can get to Mordenkainen, the better.
It might be wise to have it for something we can trade somebody else for. These vehicles are quite valuable here.
Not to mention time's awfully wonky down here anyways.
It's also, cool.
Yeah, but it belongs to someone. It just didn't appear out of nowhere, and taking it would be theft.
Who cares? We can use it for what we like. We own this. We can take it. Who cares about what others think? And hell, of all places.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Get over yourself.
Theft is theft, no matter the person you're stealing from.
I just would like to clarify for everybody, theft is illegal in hell.
Unbelievable.
Well, there you go.
It is a place of laws.
My bleeding heart, my heart bleeds so intensely for you, Celophiel. Fine. I don't want to burden you with this theft. So I will take the initiative and take this silly bike and use it for our will. Your honor will be intact, as will your hair.
And plus, I will point out you're assuming someone owns it. It may have been abandoned, the owner may be dead.
And you know what they say about assumptions. They make an ass out of you, and me.
And my hair is just blowing in the non-existent breeze down here.
I think your god wanted us to have this motorcycle.
For once, I agree with the little him.
Tyr would not put such a item here just for us to find.
And yet,
He also wouldn't
here
put
it
you down
is.
here on purpose either. Besides, just checking it out ain't gonna hurt nothing. It doesn't mean we're taking anything. Besides, somebody could be hurt. You never know. And as that, I steer the demon grinder over towards the bike.
It is not for us to question the will of the gods.
Don't worry, don't shed a tear. Did you get it? Self-field tear?
Yes, I got it.
Oh man,
That was a
that's
good one.
that's freaking great right there, James. Are you you're logged off of the Roll20 right now? You said.
No, I'm on. I just had to switch devices.
Oh, okay. I don't see you logged in right now, cause yeah, I was gonna say that's worth a boon card. that was killer. Oh, there he is. Now the buff one has logged in. I will happily award you a boon card, and that reminds me of a separate yet similar issue. Dawn, you have an inspiration card coming to you for committing the heinously selfish act of transferring your holy vow from one to another for the sake of convenience. So, agree or disagree with it as you will, you get an inspiration out of it.
Okay.
Heinous.
That's really the only way that you get inspiration in this part of the module is by doing selfish stuff. So, Dawn, there is your inspiration. And Mr. Buff, there is your boon. Alright. Okay, so Jason, we got so many J's here. Jason, you pull the Demon Grinder up alongside the Devil Bike there, and you do not come under assault. How did you do that there with the emoji? That's freaking awesome.
So I have the ability to modify
Ah.
a single emoji, and I toyed around with it during break and figured that out.
That's freaking cool. I love it, man.
It costs 900 points to do that.
Oh, okay. Super cool.
The Beskar bucks.
Yeah. I still need to change the logo there into the actual Beskar plate that I have. I just haven't been able to get it to the proper file size to upload it there, but separate issue entirely. So you pull up next to the Devil Bike, and you do not come under assault. There's no ambush or anything like that. Everything still seems clear. The hot and incessantly windy environment around you is still kind of the norm, but otherwise it seems pretty quiet here.
Hey, Grulak, get on the gun and keep an eye. Make sure nobody's approaching.
I know.
I can do a flyover as well.
I believe
directly. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
I was going to say, I believe the line is, I can fly. I'm a pilot. Come on, Justin.
Unbelievable.
Come on, Squee, let's go look at this thing.
How far is it? Are we like directly next to it? Like I can step over? Or do I got to do like a little jump? How close are we?
Yeah, how close do you want to park up next to it, Jason?
I mean, I'll stop with it probably about 30 feet in front of us.
Okay.
At that distance, I will leap off and try to jump onto it.
I will also do the same.
All right, the epic, heroic 30-foot leap. Let's see those jump checks.
I said once we're in range.
Would athletics be good?
I missed the beginning. I thought I heard once we've done that, because Jason said I'm pulling 30 feet off, and I heard once we've done that, I'm going to jump on it. I'm like, wow, from 30 feet? Good job.
Yeah, if we're stopping at 30 feet, then I'm gonna run and then jump.
Yeah.
I lost Zephyr's stats.
Well, that's no good. I think that's
I'm a little bit better
easy
at
fix.
jumping. Well, running jumps.
Well, are you guys racing each other to see who can get to it first? Is that what we're looking
no.
at?
I mean, like, I guess, but not really. Like, I'm just running towards the cool thing.
Okay. So yeah, you both reach the bike. Still nothing attacks you or ambushes you. Everything seems clear. And Dawn, you should have access to Zephyr again now.
I would just kind of sit up there and pretend to
All right,
drive it
got it.
and just go like, vroom, vroom, vroom.
Out of my way!
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's comforted by the fact that I'm flying on Overwatch with my very, very perceptive eyes.
he's like backstroking in midair, so he's looking up.
Hey, Breaking! You see anyone coming?
Just in case a dragon is coming at us, but if anything is coming at us from the same plane, we're screwed.
Overwatch not paying attention. The gunner decided to just do what he wants. Yeah. We're a great crew.
Is there any weaponry on this thing that is clear as day?
It does not have any weaponry. It appears to be just a transport vehicle. And based on the fuel reading from the soul coin register there, it looks to be like 80% full.
Okay, I'm going to also take Zephyr out of the back of this thing and stretch his legs.
Okay, very cool.
Let him stretch his wings and everything.
Heard.
I'm just poking around, doing goblin things.
Stay focused. Let's just get to where we need to go.
Any
All
sign
right,
of the
so
owner?
does it operate?
Yeah, I'm just manipulating whatever I can find up here. I don't actually know how these things operate.
Oh, it's pretty simple, and you've used them before, so it definitely starts up and responds to your touch.
If you have proficiency with land vehicles, it's even better.
Don't be silly.
Sign of an owner or anything like that.
Say what?
I call down. Any sign of an owner or anything like that? I certainly don't see anybody.
No, because I would have thrown him off by now.
Hey, Bike, who's your owner?
Really, Squee? You're asking an inanimate object to talk to you?
Hey, man, it's got a soul.
This from the man who owns a talking shield, Celestial hears in his head. Perhaps your exposure to this plane is dulling your intellect. You may be short on rest.
I think you gotta consider the possibilities, man.
You know, you're right. It is always possible that the soul from the soul coin does possess the item in question.
So what's the plan? Can we fit it on our vehicle, or are we gonna have to drive that one?
It could easily fit on the deck of your demon grinder. Should be an easy transport. You've got a ramp too, so you can just drive it right up onto it and drive it off of it as well, if need be. Kind of like a little scout vehicle.
Are we near structures or anything, or is it just wide open?
It's pretty open out here. There are some ruins scattered in the distance, but the closest one is like half a mile out. It wouldn't really seem to make any sense for somebody to park this far out and then walk to what that structure is, because it's literally, from what you can tell at this distance, it's like one wall.
No corpses or anything like that that would signify the owner may have been killed.
Nothing like that. The bike's in... It's slightly dusty too, but I mean, it doesn't take long for dust to accumulate here on items, but the fact that it did have kind of a layer of dust on it would indicate that it's been here for at least an hour, a couple hours maybe. Let's see. Magical items.
All right. Either load it up or leave it. Let's go.
There's information on the soul coins for those who need it, and an image of one for anyone watching who's wondering what these soul coins are that we are discussing. Alright, so we are taking the bike, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, as you start it up and start to move it away, the bad to the bone from Terminator 2 just kind of sounds off in the distance, like it just kind of happens anytime one of these bikes starts up. It's an ambient effect. And with the bike in our possession, we continue on unabated towards the Tower of right here on our central screen. The cartographer map calls out as upon your approach, a tower tumbles between planes on the whims of a mad mage. Where it goes next, nobody knows.
shirtless.
Is there a visible tower? Or...
There actually is, yeah. I had to roll the percentile to see if it was here or not, and at the current moment, you see an iron tower rises atop an island on a lake of boiling blood. No windows penetrate the tower's walls, and its only visible door opens onto a high balcony. Red lightning crackles constantly between two horns of metal on the tower's roof.
What's the distance?
Well, that
between the
looks
island
interesting.
What's the distance between the island and the shore?
Like 150 feet.
Does this look like an instant fortress, Dan? Because the description kind of sounds like that.
It does have a similar appearance to it, although if anything, this one would be like an enhanced version.
Well, it's Mordenkainen. He would build that probably to be superior to Dern's.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get up to the shore and park and see where we're at. If there's maybe a boat or something.
Heard. As you do approach the shore, there are no boats or any visible access to get you across this lake of boiling blood. But at this closer distance of 150 feet, you do see that there are Yugoloths that have gathered outside of the tower. There are Mesoloths, which... Oops, wrong page. Here we go. Mesoloth, ta-ting. You see some of them just kind of wandering around on the little bit of land that this island sits on. And additionally, there are some of these also walking around on that same shore. All of these, both of these I should say, are creatures unfamiliar to you guys, at least in personal experience. You guys have not encountered Nikoloths or Mesoloths yet. You do know that they are fiends and native to this plane, but otherwise not too much about them.
And they're not wearing name tags like, hey, my name is Nikoloth.
They are, but you can't see it from this distance.
Oh, okay. How convenient.
So we have to decide if we're Team Trident or Axe.
I don't see any bell or anything, a horn that maybe indicates somebody is a visitor or something.
Very strange. We're getting a comment here from Drow now. Welcome, by the way. Says, you are muted? I can hear you just fine, but they say they cannot hear you.
Oh, that's strange. I hear Justin.
Yeah, I think we can all hear him on this
Can I
side.
hear anybody else? Or is it just me?
It might be a
No,
stream
I can
thing.
hear Justin.
I hear him.
Frickin' Hans. Are you able to hear him?
Can you hear me, Hans? Can you hear how much I love you?
Is that a yes?
Clearly that's an I Love Squee.
No volume coming from J-Man?
No, I just undid my mute on there and I don't hear Justin on Twitch.
That is so weird.
Yeah, that's like the strangest possible thing. Like, we're all on the same sound source here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any control over that, do I?
You don't, and the Twitch is registering like volume increases in accordance with what you're saying. I'm not getting any error messages.
Very weird.
Yeah, so strange. I wonder how long that's been going on. And if that'll be the case on the recorded video on Twitch later on, because sometimes the experience is different from the live to the record. Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that. That's a shame that Justin is not coming through, because yeah, we can all hear him just fine. Hopefully our response to what he's saying will be some kind of indication as to his intent.
How about now? I unmuted my Twitch because I have it muted so I don't hear both streams. So I unmuted it for me. I wonder if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, so that way you're not getting the echo effect or anything.
There's several second delay in it, and no, I'm not hearing it.
I would have to imagine it's something on the Streamlabs side, but I really don't know.
Yeah, I suppose it could be. Very strange. Oh well. We'll hopefully resolve it later. Sometimes these issues are just inexplicable and unfixable until you stop the stream and start a new one, and we'll just we'll plug forward here and see what happens. Yeah, thank you so much, Drow Now, for pointing that out. That is a very strange and unique error to our experience here. Okay, so we have
Hey,
the
Nadir, do you see a bridge or anything anywhere? Maybe a rope? Who knows? I don't know.
I could try flying over and talking to one of those fiends. Hopefully they're talkable.
If not, we can just nail them to the ground.
Just kill them all. It'll be probably the easiest option, so we can move forward. But if you want to babble and talk with them, that's fine as well.
We might get hurt though.
Who would get hurt?
Well, Squee, you get hurt. That's fine, I guess.
How dare you?
How
I'm
dare-
a pivotal part of this group, and one, good luck them hurting me. I could throw you at them, and then you can.
No, that would
You're
not
much
be
more
fair.
expendable than me.
No, don't do that.
Squee, just hide behind the shield. You'll be all right.
Just give him the shield. I'm sure he'll be fine with it.
These are both really excellent ideas. You guys are both really smart.
No, Squeak.
You know, we can always skip you across the boiling blood on the shield like it's a boat or something.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's really not that good of an idea. If we take a couple trips over, I mean, I could ride Zephyr and bring one additional person with me across.
Well, the issue with that is if these demons that are over there aren't friendly and allowing us to land and make several trips,
Huh.
then whoever goes over first is going to be in trouble.
Very true.
There's also this problem of, like, I have this fox, this chicken, and some grain.
Okay.
Whoa! Well, that's the worst error possible. Now they can't hear anybody except for me.
I think you planned that one, Dan, you know, so that you are the focal point of the entire thing.
It sounds like a Twitch issue more than anything.
Yeah, it's gotta be, right? No, I'm not on a call or anything. Alright, so here's our technical issues flub screen, which usually we would be able to talk through. But considering that nobody can be heard, I guess that doesn't help. So let me see what I can fix
Alright.
here.
So somewhere you have an export audio that must be coming through Streamlabs or whatever middleman you have that manages the stream.
Yeah, except what I'm doing is I'm using the Discord here for our video and our audio. So maybe... Possibly. Yeah, exactly. Now, if I'm understanding this correctly, you guys can't hear the music anymore either, for our speakers, right? Or for our viewers? Okay. So yeah, the music is also cut off. The only sound now coming through is me. Which, that's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, maybe disconnect from Discord and jump back in. Try that. I would say each of you try it, and just each of you log out, log back in, because we're on the flub screen right now. The video isn't going to get impacted.
I'm back.
Hello.
I can hear you. Hopefully everybody can hear me.
I
Well,
can't
we've
hear
been
you.
able to hear each other through the Discord, but the people on Twitch can't hear us.
All right, I'm back too.
All right, I logged out, logged back in.
Okay, sound off. Let's see if we got something good now.
Check 1, 2.
How about now, Hans? Do you hear my lovely voice? Earl's here for you.
He said it much better.
He's much better.
That's true.
How about me? Can you hear mine now?
I can hear you just fine.
That's so
Now,
strange.
hold on here. Hans right there. He wants me to say something to me. He just wants me to say, like, I love you or something like that. Is that what he wants me to say?
Oh my goodness.
Or that you want his body.
Well, for whatever reason, it was audible earlier, and it just suddenly became inaudible, and now we are back and good to go. We are here at the Tower of Mordenkainen, Tower of more specifically. And we're trying to find a way across this lake of boiling blood that is a fashion other than ideally swimming through it, I would imagine. So, yeah. Back to your discussions of the solution.
Well, we can always ride one of those stupid demon things.
We mean ride a stupid demon thing.
It's got wings. You know, fly us over or we'll kill you.
I would rather our own flying people drop us off, and then we can murder them.
Well, that's a little excessive, but I see where you're going with that.
Well, if they're dead...
Only problem is we may need them to get back, too.
Our own people can do that. Look at Nadir. I have a great deal of confidence in his flying ability. So he can get me over there. I can kill about everything, and we'll be fine. Landing complete. I'm telling you, since I've been here, I feel much smarter. I feel much more intelligent, and I'm looking at things in a new facet.
Yeah.
Shut up, you.
I don't
Well,
think
That's a
there's...
big word for you. What? You been reading books?
I heard somebody say it.
in an alley once, but that's fine. Did I use it right? Was my speaking more gooder?
It was more gooder. You did fine. You did fine.
I know.
Now, I can always ride Panzer over. I put wings on him a while back.
Okay, so there we go.
Again, these demons may or may not be hostile. If they're just guards for the wizard, and we asked for an audience with the wizard, they may let us in. We might not have to fight these guys.
Okay.
Let's try that
Say
right
that
first.
sentence again with a straight face. Demons are kind souls that will just let us pass without attacking us.
No. Do it with a silly face.
First of all, I never used the words kind souls in describing demons. I wouldn't do that.
I did that in my head. I did that in my head, but go ahead.
What I'm saying is they're not just marauding monsters. They are here for a purpose, and that purpose is a protection service. And if we do it right, we can just get in without a fight.
But more than likely, the way we handle things, we're just going to kill them. But, I mean, I'm good for trying. We can try it. Worst case, I'll cut them in half. Blood and gore will be everywhere, and then we'll carry on. Oh, I'm so smart. God. Oh, I'm so smart.
Well, Nate, dear, since you're the good one with the etiquette and stuff, why don't you go see if we can get an audience with the wizard?
Yes. You speak bestest of the group, I think.
I will be.
Yeah, you didn't use that one right.
When Nadir, I thought he said it sounded pretty good.
Oh, Dan.
Yep.
We posted a question on the Roll20. You had said something that we had rested before the Instacross thing. Did we get a long rest or something?
Heard, yeah. Since you guys were talking, I just answered it there in the same chat. We didn't long rest, but the night did turn to day at some point. We just didn't rest in that process.
Gotcha.
Okay, so no rest then.
Exactly. You guys can short rest if you want. You are between long rests, and you do have 2 short rest eligibility. Which, remember, we're using the epic rest variant, so the short rest is 1 minute, and the long rest is 5 minutes.
I don't need a short rest, but if anybody else does, go for it.
I mean, I could use it. I have to get some hit points back. Unless somebody's telling me just... Because I'm down 16 currently.
I'm actually fine right now, so I'm still at full.
Yeah, those bearded devils didn't do too much damage to you guys. I think one of them hit Grulock for the 16, otherwise you guys should mostly be good. Nadir got smacked, I think.
Yeah, so it's literally just for me, like, just to heal. So the short rest, I'm not sure how much I could get back, potentially.
Well, the short rest, you'll be able to spend a number of hit dice equal to up to your max. I think you should be at max hit dice right now, which, I mean, for 16 hit points, you shouldn't need to spend that much. You can spend them 1d10 at a time.
Yeah, I might try 2 hit die just to see if I get that back. And then, even regardless, unless it's like super low, I think that should be enough just to continue forward. So I'll roll those 2 go with it.
Okay. Yeah, and then when you long rest, you get half of those expended. Or you get up to half your total hit dice recovered. So as long as you haven't spent more than half, I think each long rest you should get back up to full short rest hit dice.
Gotcha. So I'll do the 2 and then go from there.
Heard.
All right. It doesn't look like there's materials or time to build a boat or a vessel to get across. A rope would just be impractical. I mean, none of you guys can tightrope walk across 150 feet of boiling blood over there.
Oh, please try. If you guys all make it, you go up a level.
What if one of us makes it?
But Don,
Don't tempt me, Frodo!
Don, you have to do it on horseback.
Actually, though, I mean, with his wings flapping, and his toes barely touching the rope,
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I have such powerful command and training over this horse that I can teach it to walk four-legged just like...
Yeah, no, I don't have that much control.
You ever seen a horse tiptoe? Now you have.
Technically, horses always tiptoe.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
Yeah, I believe unless this demon grinder can drive across the surface of that water, or whatever that liquid is, we're gonna have to fly.
Well, I could check the instruction manual or the owner's manual and see if it has a float device.
It has a submersible option.
What does the shield think?
Yeah,
Are
we're
you
not
asking
really
for
gonna...
I was
my
seeing the
opinion?
concept on that was what we were going to do is to put you on it and then launch you off the gunner position from the demon grinder and have you just skip across the boiling water till you get to the tower.
Yeah, I hope you're joking on that, because that's not going to happen either.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I would sooner listen to the demon inside of the shield.
I would sink like a stone.
No. I mean those other demons.
As you are discussing your options here, the single door at the top balcony of the tower opens up. You guys can see it from this distance, and a figure steps out, a robed figure, I might add. And from this distance, you just have the understanding. I mean, you don't know for sure, but you know who you were here to find. You know where you're at, and you're like, holy crap, it's Mordenkainen.
Well, no shit. I guess that other devil was telling the truth.
Well, let me see if I can get his attention. I will cast Firebolt, just straight up like a flare. Just see if it, draws his attention over here.
What was the sound again? I know you can hear me. I'm just trying to picture it in my head, so if you can do the sound again, Justin, that'd be really great. Okay, I'll do it. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really not.
Was that it?
Okay, we're amateur voice actors, so this is all, yeah.
Well, you guys call yourself amateurs. I got channel redemption points so that I can go from talking like this to
Talking like this, that's right. And the extra edition, to come soon will be the popular voice, so that I talk like this and I switch it off when we're doing the GM mode. I do all the narration in this voice right here. Okay.
When your voice gets strong enough, I want Cartman.
Yeah, Cartman is a rare one anymore, but I am about to break out another common one here in my arsenal to use for Mordenkainen, because I don't think I've ever played this character before, and I want to embrace the silliness factor here with Mordenkainen. So when you do speak to him, you'll be pleasantly surprised, or just horribly shocked at what I've done to such an epic character that's lived through the D&D mythos over 50 frickin' years. Okay. So, Mordenkainen and pretty much all of the devils there at the base of the tower that were all looking up at his exit. Some of them were already starting to, kind of push and shove and fight each other, seemingly in a bid to gain his attention. They all just kind of look over instantly. As soon as one of them sees the firebolt that Nadir casts, they all kind of start pointing, oh, what is that over there? And you can see that they're aware of it, but nobody instantly, starts hustling to come over.
That's fine. I'll wait. They're probably doing something, but I've gotten their attention, which was my intention.
Okay. And as all the figures continue looking at your group from 150 plus feet away across this boiling lake, and there's no further move by your group to do anything. The figure you understand to be Mordenkainen just kind of gestures from a distance, and you can see the gesture, even though it's like a silhouette from this far, but it's just...
Hey! Can we come over?
I will fly up into the air at this point and like kind of do like from this distance, like a bow type thing, like
Bow to your sensei.
Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it?
Baraka discipline.
Okay, well, as you are gesticulating in mid-air, Mordenkainen just kind of gives a wave, as best you're telling, like, come!
Alright, so I'll fly back down, like, if we can get everybody airborne, we've been invited over.
It's Mordenkainen. Don't you think that he may have a way to get us all across?
If he cared enough.
With that, I'm going to hop on Panzer, and we'll take flight. Start heading on over.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Gurlock
I'm going to head
will
on Zephyr.
I'll just climb up on the back of Zephyr.
Alright, Gurlock, you're gonna have to help me here. I'm not very strong.
Oh, I'm very strong. I have this well in.
As I try to pick him up and fly.
Try harder.
I believe the official Role-Playing Unlimited sound is
Oh.
All right, so we
With
take
my
to the air.
hand,
Hard times.
hard times in the seventh layer of hell.
basically, you have to hold on to me, and I'm using all of my strength to keep us both aloft and not diving into the boiling blood. Like,
Oh man, that's fantastic. And
No
then
problem.
Dag has his own means across, and Squee is chilling on the Pegasus with Celephiel.
That's correct.
Tally-ho!
Lulu, being a winged miniature elephant, otherwise known as a hollyphant, can easily fly herself across the boiling lake, and that accounts for our entire group. So as you make it there, across the lake, Mordenkainen just looks over at your group, and as you get within earshot, he just calls out, "Well, what the hell are you doing here?"
That is Mordenkainen.
We've come to see you about a sword. That's not a euphemism or anything.
You come to find me about the frickin' sword?
Give me a minute to put the yoke down. Okay.
Put me down gently. I don't know why you're struggling.
I kind of crash. Oh, God.
Gently, are you fragile?
I
I'm
heard,
a delicate flower.
Oh, goodness.
I
As we
heard
face
you
plant.
do
Oh.
the coolest parties, and we just like, why come check that out, man? Everybody says you're the man.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no other Archmage that's as great as Mordenkainen, but that still doesn't explain what you're doing here looking for me. I mean, you say that you need a frickin' sword, but, I mean, there's like at least 1 trillion swords across the known multiverse, and, you know, like, if you come to seek me out, you could maybe narrow it down a little bit, you know.
As I get up and I'm brushing myself off after crashing with the orc, I'll complain to
Good
myself,
job.
why couldn't I have been carrying the goblin? And I'll say, Great Mordenkainen, thank you for saving us. The sword we are looking for is none other than the sword of the Archdevil Zariel.
What the hell do you want her sword for, and why doesn't she have her sword? Why doesn't she go get it?
These are excellent questions, sir. We have with us her previous companion, Lulu the Hollyphant, who has memories of the time of her fall.
Hello, I'm Lulu. Ah! She lets out her little trumpet snort. Dr. Carl Zoidberg walking.
As I think I've narrowed down the synthesis of Mordenkainen.
I think there's a little bit of Henny Youngman in there too.
Carl Mordenkainen. It's Batana Nanaluski!
Do you know where the sword is?
Say Smith, it don't matter.
Do you even know what he's talking about?
I know who Zariel is. I mean, I guess most people got the sword, but I don't know where her sword specifically is. And Lulu kind of interjects. We're actually looking for the Bleeding Citadel, which is where I believe the sword to be. The Bleeding Citadel? Well, my bleeding heart don't care about no Bleeding Citadel. I don't care to find it. And even if you were somehow able to convince me to find it, I don't think I would want to find it even then.
Why not?
Well, I'm a very, very busy archmage, in case you never heard of me. Like, I'm kind of a big deal, you know, and I got a lot of stuff going on, and doing the work of, like, nobodies is not really, like, my prerogative, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, because I don't see any arcs that you would be, and I would believe building an arc would be very important, but magic to build it.
Part of the reason we need to find it, Great Mordenkainen, is the fact that we need to save a city that has been dragged down into the depths of hell. And we're figuring with the use of the sword, we can cause Zariel to release her hold on it to allow it to go back to the material plane.
Well, that sounds like the work of, like, noble heroes and stuff, which, you know, that's not really, like, my bag. I don't really kind of do that stuff. I haven't really been interested in it for a long time. But, I tell you that, I can be certain that balance will be maintained in the universe if I can lead you to, this mage of no renown who haunts the site of an obelisk. See, this person right here, I believe, will have the information that you're seeking. Like, the Bleeding Citadel, like, that's like a bit small time for somebody, like, of my caliber. But this other person that has, like, no name and, like, isn't even important enough to merit, like, a credit in the after credits here, like, he might know where you're going.
What do you mean by an after credit?
Oh, yeah, you're kind of too low in the pecking order to really know what I'm talking about. So maybe one day if you, like, reach level 20 or something, you might know what I'm talking about.
You seem kind of lonely.
What are you mumming about?
Yeah, it seems like our volume level has gone down here, like Dawn and John specifically.
So, where can we find this mage with no name?
Okay, now that's a cool name. The Mage with No Name. I gotta meet this guy now.
It's not that great a name.
So Mordenkainen makes a gesture, and your map just kind of floats out of your satchel there, Celephiel. And a black circle is drawn around this obelisk that I've just pinged on the map. And Mordenkainen just kind of gives a nod, like, that's where you need to go.
Why don't you do that before?
Thank you for your time, great Archmage Mordenkainen. If we happen to meet again on more even terms, I suppose, we can have a better conversation.
Hey, I thought this was a pretty good conversation. You keep, like, flattering me and telling me how freaking great I am. I mean, that's like, the definition of a good conversation.
Do you have a lot of conversations?
No, not very often.
Daggle, step
Mostly
up.
with these devils.
It just
Daggle,
seems
step
kinda
up,
lonely.
shake his hand.
Uh,
Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Thanks for the information.
He does not extend his hand to meet yours, and he actually kind of, like, steps back just a tad bit, and he says, yeah, no touchy.
Wait a minute. You're down here in hell and you're worried about somebody like me touching you?
No, it's that I don't want to be responsible for your untimely death if you happen to set off one of my contingencies just by happening to brush your dwarven stubby fingers up against my hand.
I see. Next time I'll bring lox and bagels.
Hey, let you know that I like that stuff.
Yeah.
It was
how
just
did
a
you know?
guess.
So yeah, are we freaking done here? Like, I got business to conduct, and, like, you just interrupted me and stuff.
What business? Are you selling
that-
shit?
Thank you, and we will take our leave now.
No, guys, he doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, next time you guys come back, like, don't bring this orc with you. Like, he's not my favorite person. He's kind of rude, actually.
I'm not rude.
I've been
You're
nothing but cordial and polite to you frickin' people, and I even gave you, like, the information that you need, and this orc is just, like, testing my patience.
You know,
Yeah,
I
you're
do
testing my
apologize
patience.
for him. Grulak, shut up. I do
You
apologize.
shut up. I'll
for
give
him.
you a knuckle sandwich. I'll give him
This
another knuckle sandwich as well.
Not
Talk to me again
his-
like that. Find out.
This
Faffo.
is not his normal way. I
Faffo.
believe that something in this realm is making him this way.
You call my friend Stubby Fingers again, I'll punch you in your stupid teeth. You'll get it. Ah! I'll crack your neck.
I think this is how he processes emotion.
Yeah, I think he should process it on the other side of the lake right there before I add another name to my wall of pain.
I doubt it.
It's alright, Grulak. Don't worry about it. I got stubby fingers and I know it. That's why all the dwarven ladies like them.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what that means. I'm a little disturbed by that, but I just don't think he should have called you by that. I don't think you need to bring up your short, odd hands.
Look, let's just get out of here. We got stuff to do. This man's busy and he obviously doesn't want to talk, so let's go.
Hey, it's like
Well,
you're repeating
I'll
exactly
hop on,
what I frickin' said.
Panzer and start flying out.
Okay,
Alright.
bye, bestest friend. We'll
Yeah,
see
we're
you
gonna-
again next time when we come by here. We'll
He's not your
come say
friend.
We're gonna
hello
fly
to
out.
you then.
Yeah,
Well,
take it easy there, Squee.
Savio, would you be able to take Grulak and I'll take Squee?
Yes, take me, Selfie.
He'll hold out his hands to Selfie like a hug. Almost like the pickup of a small baby. He'll hold his arms out so you can come and grab it.
I know this is kind of yeah, I was gonna use my divine sight, but it's like I could already tell that his personality has completely changed.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, quite
More-
obviously.
Yeah, Mordenkainen, I do request a boon. Would you be able to restore him back to his normal self?
What are you staring at?
Is the response you get?
I think he's denied your request.
Perhaps the next time we come upon the Emporium, we can see the barber.
He looks at you like you just asked to go into his tower and like use his private lavatory to go number 2.
That's what.
Oh, dang.
Because I was actually going to ask that next.
All right, so I'm going to fly him across the lake back to the vehicle.
All right. You
Come on,
guys
Squee.
make it back across the
Oh, hold
boiling
on.
lake.
Oh, Sofa, you're much.
I want to, before we take off, run back over to Mordenkainen and ask him if he has any food.
I haven't eaten a morsel of food in like 400 years, little guy. Like I'm like well past the need for that kind of stuff.
Oh man, don't you just like miss the way that it tastes?
Nah, cause I don't miss all the digestive stuff. You know that kind of gets a little old after a few centuries. Like just the whole process. It's so much better to just not even have to bother with it.
What digestive process?
Yeah, maybe come back and see me in a few hundred years, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
You have to wait 100 years to have digestive process?
Oh man, yeah, I'm starting to like you a little less now, little guy. You might want to leave.
Oh. Alright. Sorry, buddy. I'll see you next time. Bye!
So freaking tired of this. Every
Denchar
day.
kicks him into the lake.
You do what now?
Denchar would kick Squee into the lake at this point.
Ah,
Sofa, I have a question.
I don't know if I really want to answer it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just say it anyway. I should have told him to suck a butt. It would have been a better saying.
No, it would not. You would have
You
upset
wouldn't.
him, and he has quite a bit of power.
I would have felt better. But... Like I would have got him, and he would have been like, "Oh man, no, you got me," and I would have been like, yeah, "Suck a butt," and I would have said it again, and I would have laughed.
No, wisdom dictates that his power would obliterate you with very little regard.
He clearly hasn't been uppercutted in the mouth trying to cast a spell. But we digress.
Oh, good word.
So
That's
we
what I
get to the
said.
other side. I get him off my horse and load Zephyr into the back of the demon grinder and get ready to move on.
all right.
Squee, you are much lighter than Gulak. This is much better.
Good. If you're flying so well, you should fly closer to that shield over there.
We'll be landing in the same spot, Squee, so it's okay.
Alright, but I want to see it.
You're not sure exactly what happens between here and the next destination, only that it's another one of those strange spatial warps here in Avernus. Like, you do remember getting back onto the grinder and driving, but it's one of those, I drove home for the 9,000th time, and I know I did it, but I don't really remember the drive kind of situations. And before you know it, you are at the location of the Obelisk. And it's only the cartographer's sudden utterance from the map that you're all kind of just snapped out of whatever trance you were in, or for the journey here. And you hear, "An unknown man with unknown purpose. Assist him at your peril, lest he drag you into madness." And before you, you see a 30-foot tall obelisk ringed by 7 smaller standing stones rising from the crest of the hill. A tall man wearing tattered robes strides between the standing stones, gesticulating wildly and screaming curses into the wind.
Hey, careful where you gesticulate.
This is another one. We can get pretty close with the Demon Grinder, but because it is a hill, we basically have to park at the base of the hill and then kind of walk up, and we can see our war machine down below.
But
Okay.
carefully with this one, he doesn't look right in the head.
What does that mean?
It means it's going to be hard to tell what might set him off. We want him to tell us what he knows, but without killing him, I guess.
We'll find him, restrain him, and beat the information out of him. I think that'd be the best way.
That might not be necessary.
I'm just putting an option up there. Everyone seems to be... Does anybody not have a spine but me? Just beat him.
No, I think it makes sense.
Thank you, Squee. Finally.
Yeah, beating everyone to a pulp is not the way to get things done.
It's a way to get things done.
Exactly my sentiment. Exactly. It's a way.
Well, we can try talking to him first.
It's not very exciting, but fine.
So we approach the ring of obelisks.
That is
sure.
correct.
The man
We'll do
sees
so
this-
cautiously. I mean, is the map accurate where it shows like this little stairway to the side and the bridge over the green stuff, whatever that is? But where would we need to park the Demon Grinder is basically what I'm asking.
Gotcha. It is pretty accurate, distance and what have you being kind of subject to interpretation. You're able to take the grinder across the bridge and park at the base of the hill.
Okay, so we'll do that, and I'll be the last one out of the Demon Grinder. I want to make sure that everything's secure in here and what our fuel status is, because I really don't like burning souls to fuel this thing.
Gotcha. This, I believe you've used 1 coin for fuel so far. And that was not terribly long ago by your recollection. But your gas tank is reading like 50% right now. So you're thinking you might be able to head to 1 or 2 more locations depending on whatever distance Avernus decides to bless or curse you with. And then you'll need to refill.
Alright, with a harumph, knowing that I may have to do it, now that I understand where the fuel status is, I'll follow everybody up the stairs to see whether we're going to talk to this guy or not.
Alright, and the man inside of the circle of obelisks is dressed as a tall human wizard. And he stops shouting his curses to the sky as he sees the first of you crest the top of the hill within his line of sight. And he just kind of puts his hands on his hips and looks at you guys approach with a look of curiosity.
I will do my flourishing bow as we get closer and say, "Hail and well met."
A bow? Well, that's unusual. Well met as well. And he gives a very, like, just kind of impatient bow, almost, like he doesn't have time for it.
We're looking for the Bleeding Tower.
The Bleeding Tower.
Citadel, not tower.
Yeah,
The Bleeding Citadel.
I was
I
thinking.
believe that I was told that you know the location.
I know the location of the Bleeding Citadel. Why do you need to go there?
We are looking for the Sword of Zuriel.
Oh, no small task. You don't believe in taking the small issues, do you?
No, we like the big things. We take them right on, right to our face.
Well, good for you. I can certainly admire that approach. That is somewhat of the situation that I find myself in, having taken the bold approach.
Fortune favors the bold, as they say.
Yes, indeed. Fortune favors. Did you know that the Abyssal Chicken is quite fatty and salty even, and tastes utterly delicious if heated over an open flame?
Oh, good. I love salty things. I love that.
Huh? Where do you get this delicious meat snack?
We actually do know that. We've had that a couple of times. Tastes better than all the rest of the stuff. We had this guy that had candy and stuff, but he said even that stuff tasted like crap.
What have you had? What is this discussion of food? We were talking about the arcane.
That's what I said.
Yes, can we keep on topic here?
Yes, just like your fighter friend here says. We must keep to the topic at hand, which is the utter exquisite nature of the massages at the Wandering Emporium. Have you ever had such pleasures of the flesh?
Our topic is the Bleeding Citadel.
Bleeding Citadel. Ah, yes, I do know someone who can help with that. But, we're first going to have to solve the enigma of the Colonel's secret recipe.
It smells like the color 9.
By God, you're right. 9, how could I have forgotten? Will you assist me with this experiment?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Yes, if we can successfully complete this experiment, I can finally be free of this wretched prison, and you can get about your way, and I can get about my way, and everybody's happy, yes?
Why were you imprisoned in the first place?
Who was imprisoned? You spent time in prison. I'll deal with no ruffians.
No, you said you were imprisoned, so I'm just wondering why you were imprisoned.
Do you prefer the breast, the thigh, or the wing?
I'm a breast man, always.
That is the tastiest part of the chicken.
Of course.
And apparently right now, my voice will be changing to the Arnold voice as Drow now has done the channel, the Beskar Bucks redemption, so that the strange wizard here will now be speaking in this voice.
Yeah, but the Bleeding Citadel, that's our goal. We need to reach the Bleeding Citadel.
Yeah, is that where they sell those chickens?
They sell chickens? Who told you could eat my chickens? Put that chicken down!
Man, you suck!
The Abyssal Chickens are seasoned best with the 4-leafed ice cream.
You gotta stop teasing me with these chickens and then...
Alright, I need to go check on the Demon
me about the
Grinder
chickens, and you were talking...
do this.
I don't know. Who am I? What's my name? Do you know who I am? I don't know.
Enough cock talk, and let's get back to the task at hand.
That's right. The task at hand. What were we talking about? I don't know what's going on here anymore. I'm so depressed.
Prisons. We're talking about prisons.
Prisons.
Mordenkainen said you were cool, and it turns out you're a lame wizard.
Who's Mordenkainen?
Not you.
Oh, that's right. We were doing the experiment. You said you would help me, yes?
Well, what's exactly is the experiment entail?
Okay, so there's this obelisk right here, yes? And then there's these standing stones around me right here. That's the prison.
Yes.
That's the prison, okay? And
so you just want us to smash this your prison?
No, that doesn't work. I tried that. You can't just bash it. You have to figure out the magical riddle. See, there's 8 of these stones, and they each keyed to one of the schools of magic, you know, like divination and illusion and transmutation, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Please continue.
So, the central obelisk, it grants a boost in arcane power to mages across the cosmos. Like everybody, do you have any mages in your group?
Yes.
You're a
Me
mage?
here
I
would be
can't
the
believe
closest.
it. You don't look
No,
like a
I'm
mage.
not. No, I'm the leader of the group, in complete control. And then the guy with the flashy hair, he can do. That guy has a robotic dog, and then he can fly over there.
Weasel pig.
I don't know what a weasel pig is, and then he can kind of do things too. So yes, we have. The
Yeah,
plethora-
that's great. I didn't ask for your life story, but thank you. Okay, so let's move on
Okay.
with the experiment, please. All right? Jeez.
Okay.
Jeez, you just want to talk all night. It's my voice that people want to hear. Come on. Okay, so I have these standing stones that are keyed to the 8 schools of magic. And what I'm thinking is that if each of you place a hand upon the different stone to assist me in channeling the stream of magic, I think that will be the boost that I need to be able to break this ritual down. Will you help me with this? If you help me with this, I will tell you how to find the Bleeding Citadel.
Yeah, I'll do it. Dibs on chicken magic.
And I run over and just put my hand on one of the obelisk things or whatever.
All of a sudden, Squee knows the conjuration summon Chocobo.
Delicious. Till it poofs
What?
out of existence once I kill it.
All right, I go up and help.
Okay.
I'll go up as well. And one.
Are you just randomly choosing a stone, or do any of you want to try to discern which stone is which and choose one?
I think I'll randomly put my hand on one, like Squeak kind of did, like, almost out of boredom. He's just like, all right, let's just try this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have no arcane knowledge, so it's all Greek to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been kind of, after he said it was like key to the schools, I've been looking at him and seeing what we've got here.
You do see the logic of what he's talking about. Like, these stones are definitely key to the specific schools. But aside from evocation, which basically just looks like a flame sigil, you're unable to tell what any of the other stones might represent. So unless you choose evocation, you're going to be going random.
Then I will choose evocation since that's the one I know.
Okay. And the other 4 of you are choosing random?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, clearly
So-
this means chicken magic.
Gotcha.
It looks like a chicken.
Chicken magic, the one with the kernels, the KFC logo. Gotcha. We'll go with that
It looks
one.
like hey.
All right. So
Can I tell what the one is on mine? Just I walk up to a random one. Can I tell what it is?
you're in the same boat as Nadir. You're able to identify the evocation one, but the other 7 are escaping you.
All right.
Okay. So the wizard has each of you place a hand upon one of the stones. He begins chanting in the Draconic language, which is a rather unique experience to hear Arnold speaking in Draconic, which we'll just give a brief treat for before the timer runs out on the redemption right there. But, I mean, Draconic's kind of a weird language in itself, so it just kind of comes out as... And that's pretty much the extent of his chanting magic right there.
Oh man, you blew your chance to go. Ah!
I'm a channeler, you idiot.
Detective John Kimball. Okay. So at the conclusion of his chant, the air fills with ozone as lightning courses over the standing stones. And each of you who have participated in the experiment take 23 lightning damage.
Ow!
Oh, shit.
Oh, that didn't feel good.
I guess we did it right.
And in Nadir's case, after the lightning finishes crackling through him, the standing stone fires off. It takes on a pink hue for a second before 5 magic missiles just launch from the distance of the stone to your chest, which is like all of 6 inches. So it's just like thud, 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 and it's another 18 points of force damage. And I'm going to have James roll a D7. Just type that in manually into the chat log there, since that's the only way we're going to get a D7. A 4. Okay. Of course. Roll a wisdom save, James.
Oh, my best one.
Yes, indeed. While he's doing that, Jason, roll a d6. Oof. Poor Nadir. Ouch.
I'm trying to do it. I'm just gonna roll it manually. Just have trouble with my the button.
Okay. Jason, you got me? There you go. Very good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the commands properly. Just getting the spacing right.
Heard. Okay. In Dag's case, your skin turns a dark blue. And Grulok, you have been targeted with a confusion save, or a confusion spell, but miraculously, you have made the save. So, aside from the lightning damage, you're okay.
Of course, I knew that was going to happen.
And Squee, roll a d5, and then Dawn, roll a d4.
Of course, it couldn't be fire damage as I'm resistant to.
Yeah, right. In Squee's case, you were holding on to the Abjuration Stone, and that grants you a +2 bonus to your AC for the foreseeable future. I will let you know when that expires. Hey!
Well, it looks like I had transmutation.
Well, that's about one of the best ones that, yes, you did. You had transmutation, and Celephiel is holding on to the Necromancy, which deals 30 necrotic damage, which I believe you have a resistance to.
Yes, I'm resistant to it.
Excellent. So that's one of the better ones that could have possibly targeted you.
So I still take 15 though. Resistance
Correct.
is not immunity.
Exactly, yeah. And with that, the mage who convinced you all to assist in this experiment just kind of looks at you all with a bit of embarrassment before he resumes his cursing to the skies and something in the vein of, "I'm never going to get out of this effing prison. This is absolutely maddening. I can't believe I've been here so freaking long." And he's just rambling and rambling. And this is a puzzle that will likely require a bit of time for us to decide to either resolve or decide this is the end of the line for this path. Let's go back to the swamp and take the deal to meet with the Archdevil Bell, because that's always an option as well. Remember, we had the 2 paths. We started one. We decided, no, we're down this path, maybe 3 stages in. we can always go back if you decide this is too far. In either case, that is something we will tackle next Tuesday when we continue this epic story. I had a fantastic time tonight. I don't think we missed a beat despite taking a few months off and playing the other games. All of you did an amazing job with your characters, and we had a pretty good viewing audience for most of the stream as well. So thank you all for joining in tonight as well. Drow Now, thank you for the channel redemption and for the heads up on the audio issue. Thank you, Hans, for joining in as always and with the host. We'll have a shorter wind down here as we started later, thus ended later. But yeah, we'll take 10-15 minutes here or so and just kind of discuss out of game our perceptions of tonight, our enjoyment of tonight, what we liked, what we didn't like, and I'll pass it over to you guys.
A quick thing. I took 41 points of damage. Anyone want to guess how many hit points I have?
42.
40.
I'm at 1 hit point.
Oh my goodness. That's fantastic.
Hence the description I wrote to.
I dig it.
Hard times. Hard times.
You know, just when I thought Grulak was, somewhat unmanageable before, this version is just completely off the rails.
Although this version makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, it seems like most orcs I grew up with.
You guys are welcome.
Yeah.
I think we all jumped right back into character as if we just never had taken a break. And it's just, I was so nervous right before we started, and it's like, am I going to remember Dag? Am I going to remember Dag? And as soon as I let the voice out, it's like, oh, there he is.
I feel like Celestial is a kindergarten teacher that can't smack the kids.
Oh, man.
And
You're
they've
not
all been-
far off on that.
Wait, so you just mean a kindergarten teacher?
Pretty much. And everybody has gotten into a boatload of sugar.
Yeah, I have to remember that my wisdom is low. It's like, yeah, I'll be like, but we should wait. I wouldn't think that is a bad idea because I don't have any wisdom.
Yeah, I really had fun with the Mordenkainen, of course, as you guys could tell, and that was just one of the things that I think we have a pretty fun handle on here with the game. Like, we take it serious, we're telling a serious story, but we always have time to kind of break that fourth wall or just add in some fun, silly stuff that just kind of lets everybody know that, of course, this is just a game. We're all here in the interest of fun, and even if terrible, evil things happen and we're literally traveling through hell, we can still have some fun and bring in Karl Bertananadoluski.
Well, see, this is the...
It's Smith again, it don't matter.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the whole reason we come to the games like that. It's like, I always loved the escapism that it offers.
Mm-hmm.
It lets us out of the regular world. It gets us some serious stories, some good laughs, whether they're in-game or out-of-game, and I've done both all night tonight, and it's like, I had a great time like I always do.
Oh, yeah. And see, Don must have activated his telepathy spell there out of game because I think he caught a glimpse of himself on the live stream and he knew I was going to call him out on it again. Because unfailingly, Don starts off the night when he first logs into the Discord chat and I'm setting everybody's frames up. Like, Don is like one of these. So then I adjust the framing to get him like this. And then as we're playing throughout the night, it's kind of like... to the point where just like 2 minutes ago, I looked at Don and he was like this. And we had some conversation. I'm like, I'm not going to step on any toes. We'll let everybody kind of get out what they got to get out. And then I'm going to say what I got to say about Don. And literally when we get to the point where there's a pause in the conversation, Don's... It's fucking fabulous.
There he goes again.
There he goes again.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Oh man, it's all about laughs and good times, and yep, there he goes again, even further. It's like,
See you guys. Bye.
I did
I'm
it
out
on
of here.
purpose this
I'm
time.
gonna do my steroid thing.
No, I gotta tell you though, it's like I'm sitting up on my couch because I need to be able to reach the table and everything like that, and my back is not the greatest. So it's like a lot of times I get really uncomfortable, and then it's just a matter of shifting to try to get comfortable. And yeah, I realize that the camera isn't shifting with me.
it's
It's that scoliosis that kind of makes us lean to one side, doesn't it?
oh
It's
yeah.
not that. It's just that I've wrecked my back over the years.
I feel you. I'm in a similar boat. Just thankfully, my back is okay tonight. You guys remember? I think it was just under a year ago when we were in mid-session and we took our break, and then I came back from the break and I was like, guys, I can't make it back to my chair. I threw my back out on our break, and I'm just paralyzed on the floor here. Help!
That was crazy.
Yep.
I think that was right before I jumped in again.
It might have been, because I'm pretty sure Jim and Wendy were still with us at that point. I think we were playing the tail end of the Enemy or Gears Griff's Guns campaign.
Oh, there's another one. I'm kind of excited to figure out Jack Diamond. I've got an idea for the voice and what I'm gonna do. Kind of a cross between David Bowie and I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Speaking of voices, I think our voices behind the artwork were especially on point tonight. Both Grulock and Squee. Like, that's a voice that John provides for Squee that I definitely want to see like associated with another character, because I'm gonna miss that character when this campaign is done.
I'm sure Squee is from a very large family.
Well, I think I mentioned this
Oh, there's
before,
lots of us.
but I also play Ark, and in Ark I have I don't know if any of you have ever played it or seen it. I like to call it like Minecraft with dinosaurs. And I have an otter, and every time I get an otter, I always name it Squee. Just because I envision that voice
really
coming out of
great
an otter.
It's probably like the coolest otter in the entire game.
Speaking of otters, Drow now is an artist, and I just recently commissioned her to do artwork for the Mithril otter. And it turned out perfect.
Yeah, we got a sneak peek of that during our OOC last week. That was really cool to have a look at, because we did the Ravencraft experience and looked through a lot of your crafting and your artwork and the things that you do for your homebrew world, including that Mithril Otter picture, which, yeah, that just turned out fantastic. Excellent work, Drow now.
Yeah, don't worry, Justin. You know, when we go up our level at the beginning of next game, we'll your hit points will probably be fine.
Don's going to be
John,
demanding 3 levels now over the course of the week.
Yeah. I was just wondering, John, does doing the Squee voice, does that take a toll on you, or is it pretty easy for you to do Squee's voice?
Squeeze is pretty easy. Yeah, it's changed over the years from maybe early iterations of this caricature, but it's pretty easy to do.
Like after his testicles dropped, you know, it kind of changed.
Squee doesn't. What do you mean testicles dropped? Squee
No,
doesn't
yours.
understand.
After your testicles dropped, then your voice changed. And...
Oh my god, they pick them back up.
Hey.
Save him!
Oh!
John, along those lines,
Normal.
have you taken any lessons or classes or anything on doing voices like that?
No, not at all.
Just a natural kind of it happened.
I don't know. Voices are fun, right? Probably all do
yeah.
some voices.
Natural part of the experience. The longer you put time into it, you just kind of get bored of doing your own voice consistently, and you see other people around you doing the voice acting, so you decide to dip your toes into it, and next thing you know, you're a veteran gamer.
That's like doing Basil, our first weekend event in Nero. I had that voice, or that accent and voice all weekend, and it's like, how did I do that?
Yeah, Callus was one that I definitely was. I'm using my voice. I'm in costume. I'm in character. I don't have it in me to also add that extra layer like so many other people did.
Yeah,
Well, it's hard with a LARP because you got to be that all the time.
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
All right, guys, I have to take off because they're finishing up here. So, great game. I enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all soon.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Have a
James.
good one.
Thanks a lot. We'll catch you
care of
next
your
week or
prostate.
tomorrow night or whatever, and hope you feel better.
Thank you. Suck a butt to anybody that needs that, and talk to you soon.
Take it easy,
Suck a
brother.
butt,
Love you,
make
man.
it better.
I should probably dip as well.
Later, guys. Later.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
Catch you guys later.
Hold on just a second there, Don, Jason, Justin. John, thank you so much as well. You have a great evening, and we will catch you later. For those of us here still on video, we just want to do a quick promo for tomorrow night. What was once Roleplaying Unlimited out of character, that format still exists, will return intermittently in the future. But tomorrow will be our first Roleplaying Unlimited play with viewers. This is something we are particularly excited to unveil. It's not something I've seen a lot of people doing out there, and I know a lot of people that watch these kinds of streams want to get more into the hobby, whether it's on a serious level, whether it's on a casual level. This experience is intended to provide that from casual to expert, essentially. Whether you've played the game before, whether you haven't played in years, whether you play every week with 3 different groups and you're just that hungry that you want to play another game, starting tomorrow night, we're going to have an open table character creation. Justin, Jason, and Dawn are going to be here as part of the Roleplaying Unlimited crew, providing expert veteran guidance on one side of the table, and on the other side of the table we're going to have 2-3 open chairs for anybody that wants to jump in and join into the story that we have in progress. If you want to show up right when we start, if you can't show up when we start, you show up 30 minutes late. If you have to leave an hour before we're done, all of that is okay. There's no commitments, there's no pressure. Play 1 week, don't come back for a month. It's meant to be very free flow, and I'm going to have some kind of outlandish story elements in place so that I can freely drop characters in, take characters out. And because the 4 of us here have been playing D&D for, I think Don pointed out, like, combined between the 4 of us, there's like a century of gaming experience. With that at our table, we feel comfortable with improvising and rolling with anything any player decides to bring to the table. The story is going to be very open, very character-driven. I'll have some plot elements in place, but if we sit down and that's not something anybody's interested in, I'm more than capable of just kind of rolling with whatever we're in the mood for that night. So we hope some of you will consider joining in for that tomorrow, whether it's to join in and play, whether it's to join in and just watch how this chaotic neutral gaming experience will possibly go. I think it's going to be a lot of fun in either respect, and yeah, I'll turn it back over to you guys again to get your perspective on that before we close out the night.
I think it's an awesome idea and a great way to get people involved into this game. It's fun to watch, but it's even more fun to play. And that's what we want to do, is give people the opportunity to play. And the character that I already have created is a Triton pirate who's actually a storm sorcerer. So you're going to see a lot of, he has a lot of pirate heart and stealing and the whole kit caboodle, but he's really, flamboyant and free flow in his attitude.
Nice.
Oh yeah, then that will mesh really good with Jack Diamond. I haven't played a bard in a long, long time, and I'm kind of looking forward to doing this. I hope to even honor one of your older characters there, Don, with Marcel as a bard. So I hope we can mesh behind the scenes on some of that to get some of that going. But yeah, I look forward to developing things with people either new or veteran players, because that's one of my favorite things, is to build and design character.
that'll be part of the experience tomorrow night as well. I mean, the two of you have created your characters. Justin has like a template in mind for his character. And as part of introducing potential new players to the hobby, we're going to create his character step by step on the live stream itself. So if you want to get a look at what character creation is like, if for any reason really, because I anticipate we might have 1 to 2 players from our Discord server actually joining in and trying to do some character creation of their own, so that next Wednesday when we come back to this, we have characters ready to go and we're good to just jump into the game and start having fun. What kind of character concept did you have in mind, Justin?
I was thinking about doing a halfling barbarian. He's kind of an exile from his people.
Cool.
Because he's going to eventually take the barbarian archetype of Path of the Beast, and he's going to have draconic-like traits when he rages.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
that really does. I've really been fond of halflings in the last several years, so I look forward to see another twist or perspective from another one of the players.
Oh yeah, that's a cool idea, and not to twist your idea in a different direction, but it just gets me thinking about something that John and I were talking about earlier today, in that kobolds aren't often represented as cool characters, and it would be interesting to see that same character as a kobold who then later manifests those draconic traits, and you kind of tie in more of that draconic bloodline.
Oh, what was it from Neverwinter Nights? The Scale Singer. Doom, 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 doom. Oh, what was his name? Come on, brain. Oh, now I gotta go look it up.
One of the things I really liked with Marcel, and that you may want to consider doing, is that all of his spells had song titles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a cool throwback, and man, just goes to show where the time goes too, because the first Enemir campaign was over 20 years ago now. I believe in April of 22. If Enemir were a person, it would be old enough to drink. That's kind of a sobering thought, ironically.
So we have nearly a century of playing just between the four of us in Enemir alone.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Don, Justin, and myself, that's like 60 years. So I don't know if just between the four of us, but definitely between the RU crew, it's a substantial amount of Enemir exposure, because I tend to run most of my D&D games there. Running something in Forgotten Realms is actually kind of out of the norm. This is not what we usually do.
Oh, and the Scale Singer's name was Deacon.
Ah, Deacon, yeah.
Okay, yep. I remember that. I have like 40 years of playing experience myself.
Well, that's sounds like a personal problem.
Not really. I mean, you know, I get along.
And on that note, thank you all again so much for joining us tonight for our return to Dungeons & Dragons. We had a blast. We look forward to doing it again tomorrow night in Enemir, and every Tuesday and Wednesday going forward for the foreseeable future here, at least a couple months or so. Baldur's Gate on Tuesdays, and Enemir on Wednesdays, with a bit of Star Wars What If in there as well on occasion. We'll cross that bridge here in January or so. Thank you all so much again for being here tonight, our viewers, our friends, our family, and of course, extra special thank you to the RU crew for always kicking ass. We will see you tomorrow night. Have a good one. Are you with us?